The big news coming across, Pete Carroll taking a new job, new head coach of the Raiders. Initial thoughts?
You going to Vegas? I never thought he would coach again. That's number one, right? I didn't think that. I thought
in his 70s.
I thought that he's in the 70s. Not that age is a thing, no. But I thought we'd continue to see random pictures of he and his grandkids hanging out. I thought we'd see him making appearances and go speak here and go speak there. I just thought that it would be just that situation. Vegas is a rough place to go, right? Like, he got a 3-year deal. He's going to be going to Vegas. Let's set the scene, though. First, when Pete Carroll first came to Seattle, one of the things and one of the conditions were that he was to call the shots in the very beginning. Because if you guys remember, they hired Pete Carroll before a general manager was hired. So he came in and hey, I'm going to establish the culture. We're going to do it my way. So I'm assuming that he still wants to do the same thing. And if you already know this now, Tom Brady is part of the ownership.
Right.
With them. So I'm quite sure that this is one of those relationships that Tom Brady trusts that Pete Carroll can do this, and I'm sure Pete Carroll probably trusts that this organization is heading in the right way. However, it's going to be tough. And when I say it's going to be tough, there's 2 cities that I don't believe should have an NFL team, Las Vegas and Miami.
Why is that?
Because it doesn't sleep. It is really hard. And I've known players that have been in both cities, and they tell me the same thing. I'm not saying that you can't get into mischief in other cities. It's something different about Las Vegas and Miami. And if you're listening right now, you ever got that one friend that acts up when they go to Las Vegas? Bingo. That's what happens. Sure. This reminds me of your grandpa. Your grandpa who is single, and all of a sudden he gets in a relationship with somebody that lives in Las Vegas. And you're like, come on now. This is what this feels like. But this is very interesting. So what's this going to look like now? Who's he going to want? Who's he going to bring in on his coaching staff? I'm quite sure he'll bring some familiar names. Who's some of the players that he's going to want? Because one of the things that Pete definitely does, he did this when he first got here. He brought some guys from USC when he came up here. So who are going to be the people that Pete brings over to Las Vegas to help establish that culture? Here is the last part of it, and I saved this part for last. And this is the part that kind of makes me nervous. Pete does not lead with an iron fist, right?
Yeah.
Pete is a motivator. Pete is a life coach. Pete is the person that is glass half full, right? He's not that iron fist. As a matter of fact, that coaching style of the iron fist has gone away, right? That's not there anymore. I just don't know how that style that Pete Carroll has will play in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? There's just something about Las Vegas when it comes to that. And so maybe Pete can prove me wrong. Maybe Pete can do in Las Vegas what Pete did when he came here, because when he came here, guess what? Nobody thought Pete could do what he did in Seattle. And that included people that were in the building at the time thought that Pete could do anything. So we'll see how it goes. Not the news that I thought it was going to be.
Got about 30 seconds
What's
left,
up?
but Frank Summerall from My Northwest has been watching the information come through. What are you learning, Frank?
One thing, this has got Tom Brady all over it, because yesterday they just brought in the Bucs GM, Spytek, the assistant GM. Clearly, he had a very close relationship with Tom Brady at his time with the Bucs. I don't know the relationship between Pete Carroll and Tom Brady, but the one thing I keep going back on, look at this AFC West, obviously led by the Chiefs and Andy Reid. Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Pete Carroll. This is like one of the most loaded coaching divisions we've ever seen in football history.
I agree with you 100%. Hey, Charlie, before I go, you seen Harlem Nights, bro?
Yeah.
You've seen Harlem Nights?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Harlem Nights. They told the gangster, they told Richie, watch out for Sunshine. Watch out for Sunshine, because Sunshine is different. You see what I'm saying? Man, Richie went and talked to Sunshine, and then after hanging out with Sunshine, he called his wife Barbara. He said, hey, let me speak to your mother. Yeah, hey, baby, I'm not coming back. That's Las Vegas. Sunshine is Las Vegas for Pete Carroll. It's different.
3 days of Vegas is the limit. Okay.